Did you know your body can warn you about a heart attack days, sometimes even a whole week, before it happens? Most people miss these signals, and that mistake can cost them their life. Today, I'm going to reveal the 5 most overlooked warning signs that could show up to a week before a heart attack. Some of these may surprise you. Stay with me until the end, because knowing these signs could literally save your life, or the life of someone you love. Hello, I'm Dr. Mavis Thornton, a senior physician who has worked with heart patients for decades. I've seen firsthand how early recognition makes the difference between survival and tragedy. Let's dive in. Sign number 1, unusual fatigue. One of the most overlooked warning signs of an upcoming heart attack is extreme or unusual fatigue. Now, fatigue is common as we age, but I want you to pay attention to the kind that feels different, fatigue that doesn't match your normal routine. For example, if walking across the room suddenly feels exhausting, or if making the bed leaves you drained when it usually doesn't, that's a red flag. Here's why it matters. When the heart isn't pumping efficiently, your muscles and organs don't receive the oxygen-rich blood they need. As a result, your body slows down, and you feel tired, even if you've been resting. This type of fatigue is often more persistent, sometimes worsening in the evenings. Patients often describe it as a heaviness or a bone-deep tiredness that sleep doesn't fix. Psychologically, many people ignore this sign because fatigue is so easy to blame on stress, aging, or poor sleep. I once cared for a woman named Margaret, 72, who brushed off her fatigue as just being old. A week later, she had a heart attack. Looking back, she realized her tiredness was unlike anything she'd ever felt. The key takeaway: don't dismiss fatigue that suddenly appears, lingers, or worsens without explanation. If you notice that everyday tasks leave you winded, or if you're constantly running out of energy, don't chalk it up to age. Your heart could be struggling, and that warning sign can appear up to a week before an attack. Treat unusual fatigue as a signal that deserves immediate attention. Sign number 2, shortness of breath. Another warning sign many people miss is sudden or unexplained shortness of breath. You might notice it when climbing stairs, walking across the room, or even while sitting still. It can feel like you just can't get enough air, as though your chest is tight or heavy. Medically, this happens because a struggling heart can't pump blood efficiently, which leads to fluid backing up in the lungs. That fluid buildup makes breathing harder, creating the sensation of shortness of breath. Many people dismiss this, thinking they're out of shape or just tired. But if breathing feels harder than it used to, especially with activities you normally handle with ease, it's a sign your heart could be in distress. I remember a patient named Joseph, 69, who told me he would sometimes stop halfway up his driveway to catch his breath. He thought it was just age. Less than a week later, he suffered a heart attack. Looking back, he realized his body had been warning him. He just didn't know what to look for. Shortness of breath is particularly important when it happens during rest or at night while lying down. Some patients notice they need to prop themselves up with extra pillows to breathe comfortably. That's not normal aging. That's your heart signaling trouble. The takeaway: if you're suddenly breathless doing things that never bothered you before, or if breathing feels like a struggle even at rest, take it seriously. This is not about being out of shape. It may be one of the earliest signs of a heart attack. If this happens, call your doctor right away. If shortness of breath has ever surprised you, even at rest, let me know by commenting #breathcheck below. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the like button. YouTube will show this video to more people who need it. Now let's move on. Sign number 3, chest discomfort, not always pain. When people think of heart attacks, they picture crushing chest pain. But here's the truth. Many heart attack warnings don't feel like pain at all. Instead, they show up as pressure, tightness, squeezing, or heaviness in the chest. Some describe it as if an elephant is sitting on their chest. Others say it feels like heartburn that won't go away. Why does this happen? The heart muscle needs oxygen. When blood flow is restricted, the heart sends distress signals in the form of discomfort. Unlike sharp, stabbing pain, this pressure tends to be more subtle. It may come and go, lasting a few minutes, then fading, only to return later. That's why so many people dismiss it as indigestion, gas, or stress. Take the case of Helen, a 74-year-old who told me she kept feeling a dull, heavy sensation in her chest for days. She thought it was acid reflux. In reality, those episodes were her heart warning her. When she finally sought help, doctors discovered she was on the verge of a heart attack. One critical point: chest discomfort doesn't always stay in the chest. It can radiate to the arms, neck, back, or jaw. If you notice unfamiliar chest sensations, whether it's heaviness, tightness, or persistent pressure, don't wait it out. Even if the feeling passes, it could still indicate restricted blood flow. The lesson is simple. Never ignore chest discomfort, even if it doesn't feel severe. These signals can begin appearing days before a heart attack. If you experience them, get checked immediately. Your heart may be crying for help. Sign number 4, pain in other areas. A heart attack doesn't always announce itself with chest symptoms. In fact, one of the trickiest warning signs is pain in places you wouldn't expect: the arms, back, shoulders, neck, or jaw. This is known as referred pain, where the brain misinterprets signals coming from the heart. Patients often confuse this pain with pulled muscles, arthritis, or dental problems. For instance, I had a patient named Robert, 71, who complained of nagging jaw pain that came and went for several days. He visited his dentist, who found nothing wrong. Days later, Robert had a heart attack. That jaw discomfort was his heart signaling distress. Referred pain can vary. Arm pain, often in the left arm but sometimes in both. Back or shoulder pain, a dull ache or heaviness. Neck or jaw pain, tightness or soreness without dental issues. The challenge is that these pains are easy to dismiss, especially if you've been physically active. Many people think, "Oh, I must have strained a muscle." But unlike muscle pain, heart-related pain often isn't linked to movement. It may appear at rest, linger, or worsen unpredictably. Psychologically, people ignore these symptoms because they don't match the classic heart attack chest pain. But your heart doesn't always follow the textbook. The key point: if you notice unusual pain in these areas, especially if it appears alongside fatigue or breathlessness, don't shrug it off. Referred pain may be your body's early alarm. Catching it can mean the difference between early intervention and a full-blown emergency. Sign number 5, digestive distress. One of the most surprising warning signs of a heart attack is digestive trouble. This can include nausea, indigestion, stomach pain, or even vomiting. Because these symptoms mimic common digestive issues, people often dismiss them as food poisoning, a stomach bug, or acid reflux. But here's the truth. The same nerves that carry signals from the heart also connect to the stomach. When the heart is under stress, those nerves can trigger sensations that feel like indigestion. Women, in particular, are more likely to experience digestive symptoms before a heart attack, which makes this sign especially important. I recall a patient named Evelyn, 67, who felt nauseous and had what she thought was heartburn for several days. She even took over-the-counter antacids, but nothing helped. A few days later, she had a heart attack. In hindsight, her stomach issues were her heart sending urgent distress signals. What makes this tricky is that these symptoms often come and go. You may feel fine one moment, then nauseated or bloated the next. The danger lies in dismissing the pattern as harmless. Another point: if digestive issues appear suddenly, are accompanied by sweating, dizziness, or fatigue, or if they feel different from your usual stomach discomfort, it's time to act. Bottom line, digestive distress may not always mean a heart attack, but when combined with other symptoms like chest pressure, fatigue, or shortness of breath, it's a signal you cannot ignore. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, seek medical attention right away. Before we move into the final thoughts, I want to ask, have you or someone you know ever experienced one of these warning signs? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience could help another person recognize the danger early. The truth is, heart attacks rarely come out of nowhere. Your body often gives you clues days in advance. Fatigue, breathlessness, chest discomfort, pain in other areas, and digestive distress. These are not signs to brush off. If you or a loved one notices these symptoms, don't wait. Call your doctor. Or if the symptoms are strong, seek emergency care immediately. Early action saves lives. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Dr. Mavis Thornton, and my mission is to help you live longer, healthier, and stronger. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this knowledge. Your support helps us keep creating life-saving content. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.